big thank you to John, Christoph, and Mauricio for sharing how they're powering data-intensive applications in the enterprise. Rounding out our track today, we're talking on the fintech revolution, including cryptocurrencies, data management, and the power of real-time. Please welcome Dendi Suhubdy, CEO of Bitwyre, and Michael Zimberg, Chief Technology Officer of Digital Asset Research, as well as Domenic Ravita, Vice President of Product Marketing at SingleStore. Take it away, Domenic.
Thanks, Oliver. Digital disruption is accelerating, and in no other vertical outside of financial service do we see that. Fintech has always been the early adopter of new technologies, especially real-time processing, because literally every moment matters for winning or losing millions of dollars. And I love Dendi's t-shirt there, Bitwyre, every nanosecond counts. Absolutely. That decision velocity is the key thing that you have to make work in your business model. And so we're delighted to be joined today by two leaders in the fintech disruption, both in the cryptocurrency space, Michael Zimberg, the CTO at Digital Asset Research, and Dendi Suhubdy, the CEO of Bitwyre. Welcome, gentlemen. Michael, I'm going to start with you. So everybody's hearing in the news constantly about crypto, DeFi, Web3, blockchain, and there's quite a lot of volatility right now happening in the market. Some call this a crypto winter. Tell us a little bit about what Digital Asset Research does in this, and how is this moment affecting your business?
Sure. Digital Asset Research is a provider of clean digital asset data, insights, and research for institutional clients. We're a provider to asset managers, banks, custodians, family offices, fintech firms, fund administrators, hedge funds, and venture capital firms. So we've been around since 2017, and we rigorously vet out noisy inputs for our flagship clients, which include Bloomberg, FTSE Russell, and Wilshire. We process 120 million trades on an average day, spanning up to 500 million on a really high volume day, and price 2,700 assets, which spans 30,000 pairs. We deliver a range of products. So these days, with all the volatility, our demand is, if anything, going up as people have more demand for accurate and clean data in this confusing space.
That's fascinating and quite impressive with the size of the numbers. And Dendi, so Bitwyre is a spot derivatives cryptocurrency exchange. Tell us a little bit about the business, how you founded it, and what is it like for you in today's crypto market?
Right. So we founded it in May 2019, and we realized that the next continuation of crypto is like a fully functional derivatives market. So we realized, why don't we build one, right? So that's why we're here, and we offer our institutional clients spot products as well as derivatives products. We're planning to offer perpetual swap futures and hopefully soon perpetual swap options.
That's fantastic. So Oliver spoke a lot about data-intensive applications and the characteristics of data intensity. Real-time processing stresses those dimensions of data intensity, especially in the businesses that you guys are in. So Dendi, tell us a little bit about the specific technical challenges that you have, the kinds of real-time processing challenges and data intensity that you're facing in building something that the world, one of the first cryptocurrency exchanges.
Right. So, for example, we face this problem with index computation, right? So this index will determine where or how derivatives would be settled, right? And since perpetual swap futures is a feature that is rolling every 8 hours, we need to have this computation in an exact way, right? So we don't want a big whale to be able to manipulate the price on one exchange or the other, right? So we obtain def data and we save that, and we use our own formula to allow us to have a minimum amount of possibilities that this number might be manipulated by big whales on different exchanges.
Gotcha. So you've got to be able to do that across exchanges, you've got to pull in an enormous amount of data from different exchanges all over the world. I mean, give us a sense of how much data that is and what period of time you're doing that.
That is correct. So we're collecting a matrix of 200 data points times 3 across 500 milliseconds to 1 second. As for we generate around like 3 terabytes of data per day, and yeah, we have like 1 petabyte of data in our. So
wow,
yeah,
that's
we're collecting.
Tremendous. And Michael, with you for providing these spot prices or you're pricing each instrument. What is it like for you in terms of the technical challenge that you're facing and maybe even exacerbated at this moment with the volatility in that crypto market?
Sure. So we're also collecting from hundreds of exchanges, and in periods of high volatility, we've got to be able to load all of our trades that we want to use to perform our analysis quickly, because we have many pricing engines running off of that. One of the other things we do is every one of our critical processes runs in duplicate in an independent way. And that way we have much greater resiliency. So they don't know of each other, and if one fails, the other one keeps running. But what we do is insert ignore into the database, and that way we're able to have much better resiliency. We also have a lot of contention problems with all that happening, and we found that using a traditional database, we were on MySQL, we had a lot of outages in the past.
So what different technologies were you trying, Michael, to solve that contention problem with MySQL?
So we were trying to clear out the table all the time and other hacks like that. Like, let's only keep an hour of data in there and move to an archive for anything that needed it longer. But when it really got down to it, a row store, it's more complex and worse on the locking side on what it has to do than how elegantly our shard key performs. So it really made sense when drilling deep into the design that a column store database made much more sense.
So with SingleStore, right, for those who might not be familiar, it helps to unlock that contention by distributing the data so that you don't have contention on the data, and also stores it in the right kind of structure, form follows function, in terms of being able to ingest data, transactional data in real time. You're getting this from all the exchanges, and analyze it in the proper form, which is the column store you structure. So SingleStore combines and unifies transactional, streaming, and analytical processing in one. And so Dendi, with Bitwyre, I mean, you are building this on bare metal. Michael, as I understand, is doing this totally in the cloud. Your deployment footprint looks a little bit different. So you were looking for something to have a real-time modern data stack that on bare metal. Why SingleStore for Bitwyre?
Right. So we've tried a couple of solutions in the past, but we found out like using SingleStore, it's migration wise, it's easier. First of all, and the second one is we've combined the ability of like having this computation in row store, but also with the time series data that we can save in column store. It's really nice for us to ingest and then save this data for real-time processing for these kind of computations, right? We don't know if any solution yet exists that would be able to ingest this amount of data for real-time usages for the client.
And how much real-time data are you ingesting on an hourly or daily basis? I mean, maybe it's spiking right now at this moment.
Right. So it depends. So for exchanges, there's a burst jitter pattern, right? So I could say roughly 2 megs to 3 megs per second. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of data that comes in.
Yeah. I want to thank you both for joining us, for sharing a little bit about your companies, Bitwyre, Dendi, and Michael from Digital Asset Research. I think that what's happening in fintech, especially in the crypto markets, is stressing what's possible with technology, and you gentlemen are at the leading edge of that. And I think thank you for your use of SingleStore. We're proud partners to do this along with you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.